now didn't strike it rich overnight. In fact, if someone earning the median U.S. household income of $59,000 started investing the recommended 15% of their income at age 30, they'd have over $1 million by the age 55. And that's if they never got a single raise. Just doing the exact same thing for 25 years would make them a millionaire. Now, most people do get raises. They're able to contribute more to their investments over time. So if that's the case, they could get there faster than 25 years. But it's not going to be immediate. This example lines up with what we found in our research. We discovered that the average millionaire hits the $1 million mark at 49 years old. That's after decades of working, saving, and investing. Only 5% of millionaires got there in 10 years or less. That's the reality of building a $1 million net worth. Yes, it's absolutely possible, but it takes time. People don't want a 20 or 30-year plan, though. They want a 3-year plan. But that's not how most millionaires made their money. When it comes to building wealth, the microwave approach doesn't cut it. Practically all the millionaires we studied made their millions slowly over many decades. There is no get-rich-quick scheme. There are a few legitimate reasons for someone trying to get rich quickly, but more often than not, it's the result of impatience, fear, or plain old greed. Even if you're on a solid long-term plan that's working, it's easy to get distracted by a new opportunity or a friend's sure-thing investment. Trust me, I've been down that road. Back in the late 90s, a friend convinced me to put some money in AOL stock. Now, I've already told you how risky single stock is, but I went for it. I started with a few $1,000s, and that doubled quickly. I added some more, and that doubled too. I was betting on luck, but eventually, my luck ran out. I ended up losing about $25,000 before I finally woke up and got off that roller coaster. When it was all said and done, I was left scratching my head and wondering how I'd gotten so distracted. That AOL mess pulled my attention and my money away from the slow and steady mutual fund investments I had been focused on. If I had put that $25,000 into a good growth stock mutual fund, instead of risking it all on a get-rich-quick stock deal, I'd be $168,000 richer right now. That $25,000 could have grown to about $1.1 million by the time I retire if I had just trusted the plan that I was working on. But seeing my buddy's quick, easy returns got the best of me. I thought, if he can do it, why can't I? Building wealth is a long-term play. That's the difference between the words wealth and rich, at least from my perspective. Getting rich just means falling into a pile of money. All of the focus is on the cash, not the person. Building wealth, however, is about a patient, hard-working person's journey to millions. It's about the character they develop over many years of dedication and persistence. When you work for your wealth over years and decades, you'll usually find yourself with character to manage it wisely. When you suddenly become rich overnight from a risky investment or a lottery ticket, you haven't changed at all. Your bank account has. That means all the money is now at the mercy of your impatient, risky behaviors. I imagine that's why most lottery winners are broke in a few years after their jackpot. They didn't become wealthy. They just got rich. Today, when people ask me how to get rich quick, I always go back to their motives. Why do they need to get rich quick? Whose life are they looking at that seems so much better? What measuring stick are they using? Why do they think they need to pick up the pace? People want to experience all the cool stuff they think wealth can buy, but they don't want to work for it. Well, I've got some bad news, though. If you don't work for your money won't work for you. Sure, I want people to build wealth as quickly as possible, but I don't want them to do it in a way that puts everything they've worked for at risk. Millionaires don't use leverage. Because I'm often on TV talking about finances, I keep an eye on what other financial folks are saying. Usually their advice is the exact opposite of mine. Just in the past few weeks, I've heard other financial experts talk about borrowing money from a bank to invest in stocks, using a home equity line of credit against a paid-for house to purchase rental properties, taking out loans to flip speculative properties out of state, and loaning your money out to others to fund someone else's scheme. Are you noticing a theme here? Most of the financial wizards out there want you to use debt, leverage, to get rich. Like I've said though, I don't want to help you to get rich. I want to help you to build wealth. The wealthy people I know don't rely on debt. The home equity line of credit, or HELOC as it's called, is probably one of the greatest marketing success stories of the last 20 years. I hear people talk about their HELOC all the time, like it was an investment they're proud of. They're so excited to tell me how smart they are with this magic wand called a HELOC. Let me clear something up for you. A HELOC is a second mortgage, period. Sure, no one calls it a second mortgage, and the banks selling it certainly don't want you to see it as a second mortgage, but that's exactly what it is. When you take out a line of credit against your house, you're putting your home at risk. You're using it to secure a loan with the bank. Come on, people, that's the definition of a mortgage. Everyday millionaires, not the flashy rich people you may see on television, stay away from debt masquerading as leverage. They see home equity loans, home equity lines of credit, business loans, and private lending for what they are, debt. And wealthy people avoid debt. We found that 63% of millionaires have never taken out a home equity loan or a line of credit, and 90% do not currently have a home equity loan. So that means some of them may have made this mistake in the past, but then they course corrected and got out of that mess as quickly as they could. Similarly, 9 out of 10 have never taken out a business loan. They don't have credit card debt, student loans, or car payments either. I'll talk more about that in Chapter 7. Everyday millionaire. The millionaires I know are like Larry, a retired insurance professional our team got to know during our millionaire study. Like many of the people we talked to, Larry came from humble beginnings. His parents were Wisconsin dairy farmers who never got past the 8th grade. They were hard workers who hated debt, and they taught their children to hate debt as well. Becoming the first person in his family to graduate college, Larry left the dairy farm and began a 35-year career in insurance. Throughout his working years, Larry kept his spending in check, just like his parents taught him. He avoided all forms of debt except a mortgage, saying, "I'll never buy anything I can't afford to pay cash for." He and his wife lived well below their means throughout their marriage, making saving money a priority from Larry's first full paycheck. Even when he was only making $5,500 a year early in his career, he still prioritized saving and managed to set aside $100 a month. When he got a raise, he increased his savings. When he got an annual bonus, he saved it. When his company introduced the 401k, Larry maxed it out. He never played around with debt, and he never got distracted by risky investments that others tried to push on him. He worked hard, stuck to his plan, drove old paid-for cars, and didn't pay attention to what other people had. The end result? He retired early at age 55 and has a current net worth of over $4.2 million. Now he gets to travel, play golf and tennis several times a week, visit his children and grandkids whenever he wants, and enjoy long walks and bike rides with his wife. He absolutely loves his life, and he knows one stupid investment decision or a car loan could have cost him big. There will always be new investments, opportunities, and strategies that promise the world, but will most likely lead you further away from millionaire status. If there's one thing I've learned from the millionaires we studied, it's that shortcuts are for suckers. The long road may not get you there as quickly as you want, but it will get you there. Building wealth, low and slow. The financial industry is full of salespeople, advisors, and gurus who are lining up to offer you advice. The problem is, most of the advice is about getting rich, not about building wealth. They'll tell you that leverage is a powerful tool in wealth creation, that OPM, other people's money, is the secret weapon to unlock your wealth building potential, and that saving is for suckers. The million